Beneath Kanto's forest canopy, daylight weakens and sound dulls. Oddish, Paras and Venonat share the same forest floor, but survive it in very different ways. Oddish lives beneath the forest floor, where weak light reaches its leaves but never its body. Paras stays close to rotting wood and damp soil, drawing strength from decay. Venonat moves through shadowed ground paths, active only when light fades. Everything here depends on stillness and cover. None of the three controls the forest floor. Their survival works because darkness, moisture, and decay allow different strategies to exist side by side. Beneath fallen leaves and damp soil, Oddish spends the daylight hours hidden. Its round body remains buried underground, protected from drying air and predators. Only its leaves rise above the surface, opening slowly as weak light filters through the canopy. Oddish depends on light more than movement. Energy is gathered quietly through its leaves while the rest of its body stays still. The richer the soil, the stronger the leaves grow. Patience allows it to endure the forest floor without ever needing to flee. Near rotting wood, Paras moves slowly across the forest floor. Its claws dig into damp soil as it searches for nutrients, guided by the fungi growing on its back. Paras feeds constantly, drawing energy from decay to support both bodies. As the mushrooms grow heavier, their pace slows. Sunlight weakens it. Dry air drains its strength. So Paras stays low, close to shadow and moisture, conserving energy with every step. Survival here is shared unevenly, and the cost is constant. As light fades beneath the trees, Venonat emerges from cover. Its large eyes adjust easily to the dim forest floor, catching shapes and motion others miss. It moves carefully between leaves and root, guided by vibration as much as sight. Venonat feeds at night, hunting insects drawn to faint traces of light. Poison along its fur discourages close contact. When daylight returns, it retreats again, hiding until the forest darkens once more. Unlike Oddish and Paras, Venonat survives by moving only when unseen. 3 strategies. 1. Forest floor. As evening approaches, the forest floor shifts. Light thins beneath the canopy. Shadows stretch between roots and fallen branches. Moisture settles more heavily in the air, changing how movement is read. Oddish remains buried as light fades. Its leaves tilt slightly, gathering the last weak traces filtering through the trees. It does not surface. Exposure now would invite attention. The soil stays cool and damp, offering protection as daylight disappears. Stillness remains its safest response. Nearby, Paras continues feeding. Cooling air eases the strain on its shell, allowing longer movement. The fungi on its back darken and thicken, drawing steadily from the host beneath them. Paras rarely stop. Hunger does not fade. Rest comes only in brief pauses before movement resumes. Venonat moves freely now. Darkness favors it. It crosses leaf litter with careful step, following vibration and subtle shifts in the air. Insects emerge from bark and decay, drawn out by cooling temperatures. Venonat follows, feeding while visibility remains low. Oddish waits. Paras endures. Venonat moves. They respond differently, but the same changes shape them all. Light, moisture, and shadow guide each survival path across the forest floor. Later in the night, the forest floor draws them closer, not by choice, but by overlap. Where fallen branches have broken the canopy, a small clearing opens between roots and decay. Moist soil lies exposed. Faint light filters through gaps above. It is a neutral space between cover, movement, and shadow. Oddish reaches the clearing first. The soil releases it slowly, its leaves spread outward, catching what little light remains. Paras enters from the opposite edge, following a thick root through the clearing. The mushrooms on its back sway gently as it moves. Paras does not stop. Venonat remains at the boundary. Its eyes scan the open space continuously. It advances only part way, keeping the shadow close. There is no interaction, no signal, no conflict, only awareness. For a brief moment, 3 different lives occupy the same space, drawn together by the shape of the forest floor itself. Light breaks through leaf, root, interrupt movement. Decay feed what grows below. Then they separate again. Oddish lowers back into soft soil, disappearing beneath leaves. Paras continues along the route line, guided onward. Venonat retreats into darkness, circling away from the clearing. The overlap ends as quietly as it began. 3 strategies, 3 distances. 1 forest floor allows them to pass without ever forcing them to meet. As night settles, the forest floor cools. Moisture gathers beneath leaves, and the air grows still between roots and fallen wood. Oddish sinks back into the soil, leaves resting low against the ground. Paras remains among decay, feeding where rot provides shelter and sustenance. Venonat slips through shadowed paths, moving where light cannot reach. There is no dominance here, stillness beside movement, decay beside growth. 3 species shaped by the same forest floor. Seasons will change, yet the balance remains. Soil for Oddish, fungi for Paras, darkness for Venonat. Night deepens, Oddish rests, Paras endures. Venonat moves unseen. 3 paths, 1 forest floor.